Hey, what is going on, entrepreneurs? My name is Lyric, and I'm so excited to see you guys on this Your Business series. I have now broken up the Your Mindset, Your Business seminar into two pieces to where you get ongoing information with your mindset, ongoing information for your business. This is going to be an exciting course. For the first series, I'm going to be talking about MailChimp. And MailChimp is a CRM that you can use to basically scale your business, and you can start off using it for free. They do have paid features, but what we're going to do is I'm going to do a walkthrough. And for you guys that are on live, I'm basically going to guide you through the first part of the series. The first class of this course is the mailing list management. And it's really not that crazy difficult, but sometimes it gets convoluted with so much information and so many pieces are in front of you. You don't quite get to see all the meat of it, right? If you're watching this video later, you can utilize this to follow along. So thank you all for joining me. My name is Lyric again. I'm the founder of National Black-Owned Business Network, and we're about to get into it. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna go to my MailChimp real quick. As you can see right here, I'm just on the home screen. I'm on the dashboard, right? So the first thing we're going to go and figure out, how do we even create a mailing list, right? Some of you have already figured out this part, but there's multiple ways that you can create a mailing list. I'm going to talk about two different types of ways. The first way is by creating it straight through MailChimp, having a landing page in place. And the second one is that I'm going to talk about is through a CSV file, simple CSV file. I'm going to show you how to different ways that you can how you can create it. And secondly, there's a few rules and regulations that you have to understand whenever you're utilizing someone's data, right? Email address, phone number, address, all that stuff, that's someone's data. All right, so we're going to go in and we're going to talk about the mailing list, peeps. All right, so check this out. We're going to go start by, let's say, audiences, right? This is where we would create our audience, and I'm gonna create an audience right here on this here call. Or you know what? I'm not gonna create an audience because that's gonna probably deter some things. I'm not gonna go that far back. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do some importing of contacts. So one way of importing contacts is by creating something called a landing page. A landing page is basically this website alias. It looks as if it's built like a website, except it's just an alias that links directly to your MailChimp, and you can collect information. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you to where I created my MailChimp. Sorry, I'm just clicking along over here, guys. All right, so I'm going to go to my campaign section. In my campaign section, you'll be able to find any landing pages that you created. But if you want to create one from scratch, we can go to the Create tab, right? So let's go and create. We're going to name this Your Business Test, okay? Your Business Test. And if you like, and if I'm going too fast, you can put in the chat that, Lyric, you're going too quick, you're missing me with it. And then what I'll do is I'll slow down. If you have any questions, feel free to jump in the chat because I can see it is right here in front of my face. If you see me veering off to the left a little bit or to the right a little bit, it's because I'm looking at the chat to make sure that I'm keeping up with any questions for you guys. All right, so we're going to start. We're at the landing page, right? We went to the Create tab, and then we went to the landing page. So we're naming ours the Your Business Test, okay? Your Business Test. And then we're going to say, for instance, we already created an audience, right? We have an audience that we created. An audience is basically the place that you're going to segment all your contacts. And you see that I have Lyric Creativity Group LLC. And then I have business classes, the thing that I utilize to pull people in for business classes. So let's say we go in through business classes. And that means that everything that goes in through this landing page is going to go to that specific audience, all right? So I love this about MailChimp. It pops up with templates that you can use at your betterment. So, or you can start from absolute scratch and build it from absolute scratch. It's totally up to you, completely up to you. So let's say we're going to do a lead generation, or let's say grow your list. We can do either one, promote products, accept payment through your MailChimp landing page. So that means that you can create this thing called ClickFunnels, where you can squeeze people in to say, hey, here's this free product, but here are these products that I sell as well. You can check out these products, and you can create this all in MailChimp without having an actual physical website. And the best thing about MailChimp is that you can actually connect that landing page to your website. So there was a time when I first started that I didn't even know that I needed to have it connected to a landing page. So what I did was, I didn't know that I had to connect it to my website. I could have connected to my website. So what I did was I reached out to my developer. I was like, hey man, I want my regular domain. I didn't have a website set up. I wanted my regular domain to go to this landing page because that's all I had at the time. That's all I had. So with what I did was he connected my email, my website directly to this domain. They put in mbobnetwork.com. It took them to a MailChimp landing page, which is good for those that don't know how to build a website or don't really have the income to build a website. It's perfect for you. All right, so let's generate leads. I'm going to go to this one. I haven't checked which one I would like to go to, but we're going to make it somehow look like we want to make it look like. All right, so I already have my logo created, right? Wow, this is huge. I already have my logo created. And so in MailChimp, you can actually create your branding. That's going to be later on in the course. I'm going to talk to you guys about how to brand or how to build your brand or create a branding kit in MailChimp. So everything that you create, it basically creates your brand for you, colors and everything. All right, so what I did was I already have my logo. So my logo is going to come directly at the top as the first picture at the top of the page, right? We're not going to change any wording, but I'm going to guide you through these different pieces. We can take this here, say this here writing thing, click on it. On the right-hand side here, we can type in just about anything that we want. So let's say I want to get, I want to add potential customers to my mailing list. Boom. Let people know. I'm just going to leave that there because that's cool. No, I'm going to take it off. All right, so I want to add people to my mailing list. Boom. And then I'm going to say for instance, I want to make something bigger, right? You can basically add another slot in there. This copied, I usually just duplicate it and then edit it out. So join now. So in this text box on the side here, you can increase the size of your writing. You can basically create whatever you want to do, as what you can do in Microsoft Word or Google Docs or whatever, what have you. You can do the exact same thing here. You can basically change your style. If you want to put a heading size, it goes to heading size. If you want to change your font style, let's say you want to go to some funky stuff. Let me see, do I have funky stuff? I'm going to call this funky stuff. So let's say you want to do funky stuff, right? You want to change your size to be just a tad bit bigger. You can also highlight it or, cover the, let me cover this. You can also change the color of the highlighting of it. If you don't want highlight, boom, you can take it back. Underline, the whole 9 yards. You can actually make these words a link if you wanted to. So there's like a plethora of things that you can do with MailChimp that you can do in just about anything. If you know how to code and you know HTML, you also can use the HTML slot right here and basically code and make this thing look how you want to. You can go and find it on GitHub. You can get code that makes it look like you want to look like. It'll write it out for you, and then you can just paste it into the HTML code to design it how you want to design it. So for those that have no expertise, it's good for, and those that have expertise in HTML, it's great for, right? So we can change the style, like I said, the font style, the color, the size of the box. So say, for instance, you want to change the color of the box or the text style, I'm sorry. If you type something else in here, it's going to start doing that. If I highlighted it and I started making all these changes, it's going to do that. So let's say we just go back, right? And from here, say for instance, we had this thing that that I clicked on here. You can actually drop another block into this slot wherever you want to drop the block at. So if you hit this, come on. All right. So when you save and close it, you have these different things on the side here that you can incorporate into your landing page, right? So say, for instance, we want to add an image card. We can add an image card, an image text, social media follow buttons. We can add an actual button inside of it, right? Let's say, click here to join. We can go from click here to join, right? And then we can link that button to anything that we want to link it to. And this goes for those that have PDFs that they want to drop. For those that have PDFs that they want to drop, you can link it to a file, to a survey, to anything in MailChimp, email your anchor. If you want to like click that link and it takes you to a whole other part of the page, you can do that. That's what anchoring is, to make so you can help the customer navigate. So let's say stay connected with the customers. I want to add potential customers. So join now, right? They can click here if you wanted to take them somewhere else or get a free document. Let's say we want to change this to get, in the button text, we're going to change it to get free document. Let's say get free document. And it takes you to, say, a file, and in order for your file to be up in there, to be in there, you actually have to upload it into your content studio. We'll talk about that later on in the course. I'm not going to convince y'all, but for the time being, I'm just going to insert it right now. Right? So it has that. It said file, or you can link it to a website if you wanted to, or you can link it to, I'll just show you. You can link it to all these different email addresses. All right, so let's say we're going to go here and I'm going to type in, you can click on whatever you want to add into it. Some of these are paid features in regards to the sign up form. So let's say in the sign up form, I want to incorporate first name, last name, phone number, zip code. These are all my created content forms that I created, my forms. Age, gender, you have all of that. I can create it and design it however I want to, right? If you don't want to have all this and you just want them to subscribe, you could do that as well. You can say, for instance, we took all this off. Come on. Oh, let me save and close it. Say I took all of this off. You can also make any of those required if you like to. Like they can't go past anything until they put this information in. So say, for instance, we just want email address. You want this to be just email address. That's the first thing that you want to grab. And as you can see right here, we're moving a little bit further down. We can talk about the about us, right? You can describe your company. Like I said, describe your company. We are National Black owned business network, a beacon of support for minority. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but here we are. All right, minority business owners, etc. Oh wait, etc. etc. Boom. All right, etc. etc. So in this, you can change these pictures to whatever you want your picture to be. If you wanted columns, you can do a 1 column, you could do a 2 column. And the way you do different columns are basically, once you get back to here, save to close, and you add your images, you can change the column size that you want it to be in. Say for instance, I want to do it, come on now, image group. Okay, I have to add a block. But anyways, so say for instance, you want to have different images of products that you sell, or content that you create, or video content that you have. You can utilize that part of the mailing list. And for those that don't know, or those that don't know that these features are in MailChimp, it's very good to have like different color or different pictures. If you want something to be super simple because you don't want to spend much time in it, you can do that as well. You basically erase everything and just add one photo and have everything on top of that photo, right? And I'll show you how that's done because I did that when I first started, before I actually built my website. So these right here are image cards, images and text basically. So you put, you can write whatever you want, you can modify it. And just so to remind you guys, this is a template that I'm in. I'm in a template right now, modifying this template how I want to. You add an image. Say for instance, and this is basically in my design library or in my files. Let's say I want to add an image. This is one of my products from Buy for Cause, my social enterprise where I highlight or sell Black-owned business products, natural hair and beauty products, and take those proceeds and give it to nonprofit organizations that impact the Black community. But this is my products. It's connected to my website. So my products come directly from my website onto here. So you see how I just added a product here. I'm going to go to column 1. I'm going to change that photo as well. Boom, go to my products. What other products I'm going to show? These are actual products that you can buy. For Bella Natural is actually a business in Houston, Texas. This woman Black-owned business in Houston, Texas. So as you can tell, I put two products in here. Real quick, tell them what we do. Got 2 products in. Whatever picture or content you want to put in there, you could do that. All right. So listen, and just to keep y'all in tune with what we're doing, what I'm doing right now is creating a landing page to get customers. Basically, I'm creating a landing page. That's one way to gain customers, and then the other way to gain customers is to basically import this content, import some contact information, right? And you can pull it from other places. There's other options that you can utilize to pull people's information. And I'll tell you that in a second when I get on to the import section. The import part of your mailing list is extremely useful, especially if you have different channels that you're pulling information from. So as you can see, this is just a simple landing page. We'll talk more about design in the design part of the course. But let's just say our thing here is perfectly fine, right? This is what it is. People, every time someone inputs information here, let's say we create it, go to landing pages, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it actually looks like, okay? So you can edit your tracking, make sure that you can track with MailChimp. If you have a Facebook pixel, you can use a pixel, Google Analytics, you have a Google Analytics ID, et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, this thing is extremely powerful. You can utilize for everything. So I'm just going to publish it. It automatically has a URL. You can actually connect a random URL, be test, or you can actually use a domain. Like I said before, you can actually utilize your domain for this. It's literally like that. Connect your domain. Bam. All right. So let's go publish. I'm going to publish this. Y'all can actually go to it right now and check it out. The thing that we just had. So let me go back to and this is my MailChimp. You see that? Just that simple. It took about a few minutes. It probably took about 5 minutes. I'm not sure. I didn't count. But it took a few minutes to just create this thing, a quick landing page. It's almost like and it looks like a website. It looks like a website, right? Literally that simple. Until you get the paid version, it's going to have the created with MailChimp thing on there. If you want to you change that, paid version can help you erase that, but it's not a big deal. You can still use it as is, still do the exact same thing. This is my landing page. I just got a website right now, just like that. All right, so let's say somebody subscribed. It's going to go directly into the business class list that I showed you. Now, before I go into, that's one method, landing page. Before I go into the import portion of it, I got to let you guys know that when handling people's data, there are things that you need to know, right? There are rules that you have to abide by. If somebody, they have to have opted in to receiving content from you for you to legally send them content. And it's simple as saying subscribe, right? Using the word subscribe. Or in language, letting them know we want to send you stuff, newsletters. We want to send you newsletters. We want to send you this. We want to send you that. You can do a checkbox that says opt in, but you want to make sure that that is a warranted subscription on your mailing list. 2, whenever you're sending content out, you have to put it's now illegal to send an email out, a blast out, without having specific contact information like mailing address, email, website. It's like phone number. You have to have all this content. This is going to be MailChimp is MailChimp's going to make it easier for you because it's actually going to tell you, hey, input this information before you can send an email out. That kind of stuff. So that's 2 things. And the last thing that you want to make sure of is that when the last thing you want to make sure of is that you pick a decent amount of time. Like there is a standard of how many times you want to really reach out to somebody with the email blast. You don't want to send 3-4 email blasts a day. 2 is a lot, but 2 works if you're an aggressive marketer, right? You may not want to send it every single solitary day because that becomes abuse. And if they report you for abuse, it'll block your account, right? So those are some things that you want to think about whenever you're handling your mailing list and engaging with customers, okay? So let's go to the second part real quick. And this is like I created a little CSV file. So the way that we're importing this is with a file called a CSV. You can create this type of file. It's called a comma separated value file, which is basically Excel, but it's a different format, and that's how MailChimp utilizes. So let's say we open up Excel. Many of you may not know, but this also works in Google Docs, right? Also works in Google Docs. So these are different data points that I minimally collect, except for gender and date of birth. I don't collect those information often. But the most used things that I get is some people get full name. I don't like to get full name. I like very detailed data. So I like to get the first name and last name. And if I need a full name, I can make that myself. So first name and last name. And we got Jim Larry, Mike Lowry, Larry Lowry. These are people I created. They don't exist, guys. First name Jim, last name Larry. At jlarry@romail.com, phone number, zip code. This helps out with your data, with the data that you actually collect for your businesses. This helps out greatly with the data that you collect when you're engaging with your customer and you want to see that information back. I got, address, date of birth. Jim is gender fluid. Mike is gender solid. And Larry Lowry is gender reveal. Larry he lives on Straight Out Columbus Road, and Mike Lowry is a little scary. He lives off of Elm Street. And again, I just want you guys to know if y'all have any questions, please put them inside of the chat here. I'm always looking at this thing, making sure that I can answer any questions that you guys have. All right, so let's go to the, so I'm going to show you. So say, for instance, we got this information from, say, a form on Google Docs, because you can create a form on Google Forms. I mean, you can create a form on Google Forms and do exactly what your landing page is doing, right? And I'll show you real quick what that looks like. Let me see here. All right, let's see. I might have to regulate the chat from another source. So give me a second. All right, so let me go to Google Forms real quick. I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like. So I created a Google form basically, and I collect that information: full name of business, primary contact, phone number, last name, website, preferred method of contact, et cetera, et cetera. What do you need help with in your business? What industry is your business classified as? Blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So as you can see, you can create a form in Google Docs. I'm not going to talk to you how to do that. That's not this class. But what I am going to tell you is that you can actually extract that to a CSV file and upload it into MailChimp. But we're going to start, say for instance, you started from no CSV file and you want to figure out how to do that. I'm going to show you real quick. Basically, you go to File, you go to Save As, and when you go to Save As, you can go here and you can change it to a CSV, comma, delimited file here. Boom. And then let's say MailChimp test. Boom, saved it. It's saved. All right, let's go to, actually, let me go and save it somewhere else because it's not saved in the right place. MailChimp test, this PC. All right, documents, beam. All right, so let's go. Let's exit out of this. We already have our list. We're gonna now go to import this information, right? So if, say for instance, you have an audience or you don't have an audience, or say for instance, you're getting contact information from different places that are not integrated into MailChimp, you can just go to import, or you can manually add a subscriber. Say for instance, you want somebody that's sitting there in front of you at a vendor event to incorporate their information. When you create this form, you can basically add a subscriber right there and just have them, boom, add right in, right? I'm going to talk to you about tags in a second, but you can add them in directly like that, or you can import a CSV file, or you can copy and paste that information into MailChimp. We're going to talk about the upload part, right? So let's say we go to, where is it at? MailChimp test, boom, there it is. Boom. I say boom a lot because it's always a cool thing. All right, so let's say we incorporating it. We can update existing files if it exists. You can add them as subscribed or unsubscribed or non-subscribed or clean data. The subscribed is basically people who opted in. Unsubscribed is people that are no longer subscribed. And non-subscribed means that they have not opted in, or they are just clean data. Like you've been having them for a while, you're just cleaning up data and entering them into your MailChimp. So let's say they're subscribed, because that's what we want, right? You can create groups on how you want to group the people inside. It segments them inside of your mailing list. I'm not going to go into that right now because that's pretty in-depth. It's going to take a little second. So I'm going to update existings, and I'm going to continue to tag, right? Now I'm going to tell you about tags. So in the tag section, I've created tags, or they have tags already there, right? So let's say I got the Your Mindset, Your Business thing here. That's my tag. You can add as many tags as you want to. Let's say Facebook sign up. They signed up for Facebook. If you want to add a tag, you can also just start typing in, let's say, MailChimp test tag. And I'm going to tell you why it's so important, right? And so create a tag, boom, MailChimp test. Literally that simple. Now, let me explain to you guys something. The tags is extremely important because it helps you delineate who's who in your mailing list. If you just start adding a bunch of people into your mailing list, you won't know who's who, and it's going to get overwhelming. You're going to mix up and match up. You don't know who's who inside of your thing. It's very important to separate when you find, say, you find somebody in this location, or you know somebody, you got a contact in this location, or maybe it's a touch point, right? So maybe you've seen that they clicked on a specific link in your email, right? And you're like, oh, that person might be interested. Tagging help you move people down a sales funnel, right? From, hey, I'm interested, I've seen that before, or I'm looking for stuff, but I'm not quite looking for you, to I'm interested in what you got, tell me what you got. I'm actually want a quote on some things, show me that. And then to the final part where it's like, I'm ready to buy. Tags allow you to control that, because every time a touch point, say for instance, you send a test email out to find out who's interested in this specific product. You can tag them, say in my soap, in my landing page. When they clicked on the soap picture in my landing page, or they clicked on, they're interested in the soap. Let's say that soap tag are all these people that, say all these people in this contact said they like my soap. So I'm going to tag them with soap, right? When you start tagging and make that a regular practice, it makes it easier for you to actually channel who's who in your mailing list. It's not everybody in your mailing list is not at the same part of the funnel. Some people are ready to buy right now. Some people aren't ready to buy. Some people aren't even shopping. Some people are extremely interested and wanted to buy yesterday. Everybody is not the same. So tags allow you to separate these people and engage in them in different ways that makes it easier for you. Excuse me. Let me see. Let's keep moving. So I guess this chatting part is a little difficult for folks. So let's keep moving. And then, all right. So we talked about tags. We're going to continue to the matching part, right? Let me show you what that looks like. So we're going to go to the matching part. So when you upload, it can already detect what's what in your list. If it cannot detect what's what in your list, you will see this little orange thing right here. This orange thing means that it doesn't have anything to associate with. Date of birth have nothing to associate with. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to pick up that data, because what you can do is click it and you can actually create a field for it. So let's say we wanted to create a field, say DOB, and make it boom, just like that. Call it DOB, and now it's white. It works. Let's go to this one. Same thing. And you can name it whatever tag you want to name it as well. But let's say it's full name, and I don't have full name. So I'm gonna add full name. And I'm going to leave it as text, because that's what a name is, in text. All right, so we now have our list, right? I'm not going to finalize the import because it's going to import some weird people into my contacts. But let's say we do that. Boom. Imported, 3 constants would be imported, 0, none would be updated. And I still have a chance to cancel it in the case that I don't actually want it that way, right? So we talked about a landing page, how to create a landing page as a means to import contacts into your mailing list. We talked about how to incorporate contacts into your mailing list via outside sources, say a form, Google Forms, or say you have an Excel sheet of contacts. You've somehow found contacts. You can also do it that way. All right, let me see. You can also do it that way. So I'm going to cancel this, right? And I can't take y'all into my contact list because that's proprietary information, right? Can't do that. All right, guys, I'm back. Had to put my dog outside. My dog acting foolish. All right, so what I was saying was when we incorporate those, when we put those contacts in here, once you start, you can manage your mailing list, whatever you want to do. You can add contacts in straight from here. You can go to your preference center and make any changes that you want to make. You want to group them. You can group them into specific groups. So let's say that we want to break out, we want to create groups, right? It's called segmentation. And this segmentation allows you to target specific people in your mailing list. And this is something that I like to use because, like I said, all businesses are not the same. All businesses are not the same. So you want to be able to delineate who's who in your mailing list. If you want to say, hey, remember I told you about the tagging part? The tagging's one. The segmentation is another. All right, so let's go to create a group. Let me see, my 811. Okay, it wasn't that long. All right, so let's say we want to create a group category. For when a sign up form, you can actually create these groups. So when you you can add them to your sign up forms. Whenever somebody answers this question in your group, they basically fall into this segment. And you can add as many as you want into your sign up sheet. So I'm going to show you what a finished one looked like because nobody got time for all that. So I'm going to show you what a finished one looked like. I'm going to go to my campaign. Actually, let me go to my audiences here. And I'm going to go to my other audiences, my business class, because I have a sign-up sheet there. All right, I'm going to go to my sign-up form, and then I can go to my form builder. Okay, so in your form builder, you can design a sign-up sheet the way that you want to sign people up. Some of you may have seen this, some of you may have not. In this sign-up sheet, you can see that I have the same information that I was gathering before, same information I was gathering, but just here on this sign-up sheet, right? And so let's say you can add just about anything that you want. Say you want to add more fields. You can add images, websites, phone number, et cetera, et cetera. You can change, if you want to modify a field, you can say, for instance, change this to whatever you want to modify it to. You can hide it, put a tag on it for when they incorporate this information, it'll add that tag to it. Or when you want to say collect information, from your customers, like say for instance your email, let's go with the email address. Whenever you're importing and you've seen how I created a field, you can basically add that tag in that field, or you can add that same tag in an email address, or not an email address, in an email. You can actually add that tag in an email. So you can put it in different languages if you want to. I keep mine in English from left to right. If you, with any of this, you can change if you engage with customers from different languages, you can translate it into another language, and create the same exact thing that you create, but put it in a different language. So let's say we go back right to the sign up form. You can create a subscriber pop up, embed those forms in a website. You can embed the form basically anywhere you want to. You can create a contact form as well and have that and send it to that, they'll connect directly to your inbox. Like I said before, you can integrate it. So like, I'm not going to go deep into these because these are like a lot more its own subjects, right? There's their own subjects. So let's talk about, let me go up here. We talked about that. We talked about the inbox, the surveys. So basically all this, whatever you want to do with this specific audience, you can create a survey. Say for instance, I talked on the last class about using this as you can actually have an inbox. You can engage with conversation. You don't have to have them engage directly to you if you don't want to, or directly to your personal phone number if you don't want to. All right. So we talked about managing. We talked about importing. We're talking about the tags. We talked about the segmentation. Another great thing about the tags, before I forget, when you have tags, you can create those automations. And I said this earlier, but I didn't put it in these words. You can create the automation that you need to, say, for instance, like I said, if somebody clicks on a specific point, you can create that automation or that let's just call it automation. I'm not going to use the term, but you can create the automation that if they do anything engaging with this thing that you created, that they will be able to, you'll tag them and then they move on. Say, if he clicked this link, I tag them with this new tag because they did that link. And you can create a campaign specifically for that specific tag. So like say for instance, we want to go and create something in. I'm not going to go deep into these parts because that's but we already created a landing page. We talked about how to import. We talked about the different means of importing contact information, the specific types of contact information that you would minimally should get, as well as your the rules and regulation about collecting data and utilizing it. You can't just collect information and just throw some things at people. It's not going to work out that way. All right, so we're going to create. I'm going to create a random email real quick. I'm not going to send it or anything like that. So I'm just create a random. And here is where you add your recipients. You can choose your audience. You see, I have my three different types of audiences, and this is where you can segment it. Who in that group you actually want to send stuff to. So these are pre-built segments, people that are under 35, 35 and older, under 35, male, female, inactive subscriber, active subscribers, members, tags that I put MailChimpy test. So you see, like, it's when you segment it or tag it, it gives you the capabilities to send stuff to specific groups to get the results that you want. So if, say, for instance, somebody actually opened my email, I can say, tag this person who opened my email. And that person that opened my email is most likely to open another email, which means I get them down the chain a lot better, a lot easier, right? Great thing about it is you can personalize the email. And this is something that I think is very, very, very awesome, very useful, because some people, you can't send a generalized email and expect somebody to read it, right? So you can put first and last name. If you collect a nickname, you can use their nicknames. And we can keep on moving, right? Add a subject. It tells you what's your best practice of your subject. Try using no more than 9 words. Try using no more than 1 emoji. Avoid using more than 60 characters. Avoid using more than 3 punctuation marks. And this is what pops up whenever you are when they see your email, the first things that they pop up. right? So let's say we got a test. And then the preview text is what you'll see right under the subject line, right? So open this to receive absolutely nothing. Now I'm gonna give something. Receive $100 minus the $100. All right. So let's say we save. I got all the check marks on there. It says it's impressive. Got your point across using not too many punctuations. Great job staying under 60 characters. It basically gives you some guidance on how you want to engage with people, right? So let's save that. Keep moving. All right, this is the design part. I'm not going to design anything right now, but designing this is exactly like designing your web page. It's typically the same all the way through MailChimp, and that's what makes it so great because it's easy to use, right? So I'm going to use a template. I don't know how to create an email. I don't know how to design it. So I'm just going to go find a template. Simple text, which one I want to do. Let's see. Hopefully I went too far. You can actually purchase templates if you can find premium email templates. You can purchase templates if you like. But I'm not going to purchase templates because we ain't about that life. All right. So let's go to one that we already see. You see, you got survey, gallery. The gallery is more for pictures, the survey is more for getting survey information. Let's say natural, like we sell hair products. Boom. Apply. Right. Continue with the existing content, or you can clean it up and put whatever you want to put in it. But it basically already created the information for you. Already designed the template. If you aren't into designing, you basically can just create it just as is, incorporate the information that you want to incorporate into it, and call it a day. Say you want to add a photo. Boom. Upload an image, or select an image that you already uploaded. Excuse me. You can actually link that picture to a website, to an email address, to a file. Like it's so much that you can do in MailChimp. We're not going to talk about design right now, but I'm just giving you the 411, right? So let's say I like it as is. I'm gonna keep on going. Let's continue. Come on. All right. So I got to remove placeholders. That's no bueno. All right. So let's say we keep on moving, right? You can actually take this post, take this page, and it becomes a social media post. Guys, like I was telling you earlier, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You have to connect these, obviously, to do that. You have to integrate them, which we'll talk about in the course later on. You have to do that. Now, these are the things that I like. The tracking. The tracking, I think, is on a premium subscription, but it's not a lot, right? Like I pay $14 a month for everything that I use it for, and I use it pretty extensively. So you can, if you put a video in there, you can put a video and convert that video to a thumbnail, right? It's called video merge tags. We'll talk about that another time in the design class. You can track plain text clicks. If they clicked on plain text in your thing, like say for you put a hyperlink and they clicked on that hyperlink, they'll track that hyperlink to how many people clicked it, who liked it, or it basically it gives you the data that you need. ClickTail linking, how did they interact with that? I know for a fact ClickTail is a premium subscription thing. I have that. ClickTail linking, basically it tells you how subscribers engage with your content and gives you some 411 on how to do it better. If you have Google Analytics, all that stuff, we get that. Boom. Save it. Can't send it yet until I change all this. I'm not going to send it because it's not going to go anywhere because all the emails are incorrect. But as you can see, in this class alone, I've created an email. To imported subscribers 2 different ways, imported either by 3 different ways, actually, by adding directly into MailChimp, by creating a landing page or a subscription page, or importing it from some other place via Excel or Google Docs or Google Docs or whatnot. and importing it that way. There's so many different things that you can do with MailChimp. We are just scratching the surface, and even this first series is just going to be scratching the surface. But as we get more advanced, and I feel like people who are watching this feel like they are advanced, then it's going to be, we're going to get more advanced in the question. If you have any questions or more advanced questions that you'd like to know about, please send it. I can go into it and I can touch base on it while I'm teaching the other classes, or I can touch base on it in a later class. So I want you guys to take away a few things. First thing, make sure that you abide by the rules when collecting people's data and utilizing people's data. You cannot, if you abuse it and you get marked as abuse, you won't be able to use the CRM that you're using. I said this before, there are multiple CRMs out there that you can use, but MailChimp for me, I think, is a simpler one for small business owners and people that have no idea about design, have no idea on how to build them email lists. But this is how you build your email list and engaging with your customer on an ongoing basis, right? 2 times a day is standard, or at least once or twice a week. Some people do 2 times a day. If you really want to be aggressive with it, 2 times a day is the max you want to go in regards to creating content and sending it. The great thing about it is if you create this content earlier, you can create this content in one day, all the content that you need in one day, and schedule it the way that you want it to be sent. You can schedule it the way that you want it to be sent, what time you want it to be sent in. And that is the beauty of MailChimp. It's the beauty of any CRM. You don't have to sit there and create it and then send it. You guys want to spend the way that it saves you time is basically because you can create everything that you need to create in a sitting without having to go crazy with design, and take a template and make it as best as you possibly can to get your point across. And then you can send it whenever you feel like you need to send it. If you feel like when this person clicks on this thing, I want this particular email to be sent to them, then you would automate that. And you can automate that. We'll talk about automations later on in the course, but we're talking about mailing list management today. But stick with us. Stick with me. We have more stuff going on, more classes to go on. We're going to talk about design, content design. In the next class, we're going to talk about automation. In the next class, we're also going to be talking about, I forgot what else we're talking about. I'm talking about a lot of stuff. But we have 3 more classes, 2 more classes to go. So content creation and automation is what we're going to be talking about. So if I can't cover everything I feel like I need to cover, I will extend that class over to next month as well for those that are subscribed with MBOB Network, and you'll get that notification. Thank you all for joining me. Again, my name is Lyric. I'm the founder of National Black-Owned Business Network, and I want to serve as a beacon. I want MBOB Network to serve as a beacon for Black businesses and minority businesses to be able to get the resources that they need with business advisors, with accountability group, with access to networking events and conferences and summits and seminars that I put on a regular basis. Not only classes with this, but also my podcast as well that is going to be launching in January. So stay tuned on January, at the end of January, January 31st, I'm going to be launching my website. So stay tuned for that. You're going to see more information. The website is going to be useful for businesses. If you want to be a part of that, stay tuned. With National Black-Owned Business Network, we have so much more to send to you guys and to provide service for you guys. So that being said, we are out. Thank you all for joining me. And for those that are watching this at the end, thank you for watching. If you like it, make sure you go and like and subscribe to Your Mindset, Your Business page. Like, subscribe, share. If you can share, if it's a public video, share it. If not, subscribe, and then you can share it with people that you know. All right. Love y'all. Love, peace, chicken grease, y'all.